I'm here to present the first food demo for the series of new farmers markets here on the west side. In the supposedly food desert, we have a couple of vendors that will be here, Fresh Moves and Growing Power. I'm doing a small demo today to definitely show our audience how they can take these fresh produce and convert it and make it into wonderful good dishes. The first dish I'm going to do is a fresh pasta salad, a spaghetti salad with a fresh tomato sauce. I am tipping all of my words. I don't have anybody to connect with, but I'm going to keep going. Now, I'm going to start out with our tomatoes, since that is the main ingredient in our meal today. And of course, always remember to take these little things off because they don't chew well and they really can't digest them. So always take these little stickers off your food. They have to put them on for quality control. I hate them, but it's the nature of the game. One of the deals you want to do when you are cutting your food up is always bring whatever you're cutting, create a flat surface, especially if what you're cutting is round. If you keep trying to cut something round with this knife, eventually you're going to cut yourself. So always go for a flat surface. Once you get your flat surface, or two, work from there. I'm going to cut this way, down this way, and what we're going to do for this cut is basically small chunks. In French, it's called brunoise, but we're speaking English today, so they're small chunks. Didn't introduce myself. I happen to be Chef Coco. Classically trained chef through the city colleges here in Chicago, Washburn Culinary Institute, that is now located at Kennedy Kane College. Cutting it into the small chunks. Then we're going to bring it together. Scrape it into our bowl. Once again, cut this way once. This is a bit larger. We're going to do it twice. Come down. Always sharp knives make it easier for you to not cut yourself. A dull knife is the quickest way to hurt yourself. Even though people are afraid of sharp knives, they're ultimately safer than a dull one. So you're just going to cut through. When you get to this larger part, just turn it. I'm not going to grade you on your knife skills because you're not in my class, but if you were, I would. I teach classes often, various demographics. At one point, I taught a basic cooking skills class to ex-felons, basically as job training skills. And for them, I was death on the cuts. Because what people don't understand is if you can cut food the way that an executive chef wants, you have a job for life. And it's a job that, depending upon your work ethic and what you bring to it, you can grow. And that means more money, more money, more money. All right, we've got our tomatoes cut. What's next? Let me put my glasses down so I can see. My fresh mozzarella. Mozzarella is one of those cheeses that really does not have that much flavor. I'll never forget I was south for our oldest son's graduation from college. And we went to a restaurant there, and I ordered the fresh mozzarella with tomatoes and basil. And so my little southern waitress, she whispered over to me and said, I don't think you're going to like that cheese because it ain't got no flavor. I said, well, baby doll, that's exactly why I will like it. Not all cheeses are American, but it is a bland cheese. It has a different, somewhat spongy texture than most cheeses we're accustomed to eating. But the blandness, once again, works when you combine it with other things. It picks up and maintains the flavor of other things that you serve it with. I'm doing basically the same kind of cut. Small chunks. French term brunoise. Couldn't help myself. But once we get the small chunks of our mozzarella, once again, it goes into our bowl. What else I got to cut over here? Oh, my onion. You want a sweet onion for this particular recipe. Why? Because the recipe says sweet. But I never make the same recipe the same way twice. I like to substitute ingredients because that's the real world. You don't always have on your shelf what a recipe calls for. If you don't, do not panic. Do not send your husband to the store, unless it is a tomato, because you can't, you know, substitute those. But there are lots of things that you can substitute in order to make sure that you still have a wonderful dish. But it also means you have to dig deep into your own creativity to come up with something different. Cutting my onion the same small chunks, same way, coming through. That will go over there. Don't want much onion. When it gets to this part, just move those fingers, because it's much more important that you don't cut your fingers. Let's get our little onion in. After the onion, our corn. Fresh corn, got the husk on it. Coming on down, clean it off as good as you can. You want to get all of the silk off. As much as you can. That's my little makeshift garbage bag, folks. Scrape with your hand. And then we're going to go into my makeshift faucet here. Alright? I'm going to try to get all those silks off. And it's not that the silk will hurt you. It's just like having a cat hair in your mouth. It's disgusting. Oh, does anyone have any food questions? Doesn't have to do with what I'm cooking. If I can answer, I will. No food questions? Okay.
Not yet. If I think of one, I'll ask.
Please do. Because sometimes, most of the times I can have the answer, sometimes I don't. But usually someone in the audience does. And it's a learning experience for me. You know, I know a lot, but regretfully, I just don't know it all.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Is this a great, like, summer thing? It's nice and hot outside?
This is a great dish because the only thing you have to cook is the spaghetti.
Okay.
So I chose these dishes because I knew today was going to be hot. And I wanted to show people how they could create great sides other than potato salad, macaroni salad, spaghetti, you know, to go with all that grilled meat. Because 9 times out of 10, you're grilling your meats outside today.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have to turn your oven on to cook those potatoes for that salad. So this is the other side. These are your sides for all of that good grilled meat, whether it's pork, beef, chicken, fish, lamb, veal. I'm not mad at you. Just make sure you eat well, whatever it is you choose to eat. Any questions?
Yeah.
No questions? Okay, I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling on the streets of Laramie. All right, what's next?
I'm sorry, I missed the first one.
This is mozzarella, fresh mozzarella ball. Okay, my corn. Okay, pitted olives. That's the only way you can get them. Pitted means the seed has been taken out for you. If these olives still had pits in them, then the way I would attack it, let me get all clear here. Let me get the right knife. This is only if these olives had seeds, folks. I would take the olive with the seed and go smack. Okay, what it will do is just basically smooth the skin off. Hopefully the seed will go squeak.
You can do that with anything, like cherries or something like that too?
That are not pitted.
That are not
exactly. Pitted. But since these have been pitted for me, you can't buy them like that. I suggest you do. Then I'll go to my small knife, which is what I really need, and just cut these. We're not looking for a uniform cut on these. We just want them small enough to be about the same size as all our other ingredients. Remember, when you are cutting up different things for any dish, you want consistency of size. The reason you want consistency of size is if I have a great big old hunk of tomato and something and a little bitty piece of corn, when you put that in your mouth, the tomato's going to overwhelm the corn. Why do that? You're supposed to be tasting everything. So consistency and size in the things that you cut. All right. Almost through with my olives. Always watch your fingers. Even though I went to chef school, I don't cut exactly like they do, because I didn't go to chef school until I was an old woman and my knife skills had already been established. I did learn, but I wasn't concerned about speed. By the end, I was only concerned about safety, which is keeping my fingers from getting cut. And the only time I cut myself in school was on the metal, trying to get a piece of plastic out the thing. So, don't get it cut somewhere. My corn, roasted bell peppers. These you buy or you roast at home. 2 ways. You can do it on the oven, you can do it on the grill. Whichever choice you choose, same thing. Take the bell pepper, raw, whole bell pepper, olive oil, put it directly on the flame.
Seeds and all?
It's still whole.
Still whole.
Still whole. Oil directly on the flame. You can put it in the fire. You're gonna let it turn as black as this olive.
Okay.
On the outside, which is charring it. That's what's roasting it. That's what these little black pieces are.
Okay.
Once it's totally black all the way around, so you have to keep moving it around the fire because it's in the fire.
So I can just drop it right in the coals if I'm on the grill, right in the
No, right on the grill top because the fire's coming up.
Okay.
Grill is direct flame.
I gotta ask because I put it right in
No
there.
problem. You would put it directly on the flame if you use your stove top.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
Okay, stove top, not an oven. Once you get it all charred black, put it in a paper bag, seal it. Let it steam for a moment, and what that will do is loosen up the black skin, and it'll just peel off. When it peels off, this is your result, a roasted bell pepper. See that black? That's the leftover char. Sometimes you can get it all, sometimes you can't. But like most things, black has flavor. Lots of it. I'm just saying.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Chef.
And I'm a little partial too. Well, what can a girl say?
We can tell by your name.
There you go. So anyway, long julienne strips for now. And I'm just cutting it lengthwise into those small strips. Turn it around.
You got red and yellow.
Red and yellow, why? Color.
Okay.
Eat with your eyes first. If you see something colorful, you want it. If you see something bland, you may go, okay, I may try it. But when it's colorful, you go for it. Plus, the other side is you want a rainbow on your plate every time you have one. When you have a rainbow on your plate, you have covered yourself with all of the different antioxidants, vitamins, minerals that you can get from fresh food. Because each color brings its own nutrition value. All right, we got those in there. What's next? Little capers. And I actually studied up on what capers are. I go out, people, what are capers? And I always go, oh wait, somebody know?
Nope.
Capers are flower buds from a bush that is grown in Asia. They're hand-picked, and then they are what we consider pickled. But the term is really called brine. And it's just a salt water solution to preserve them. And for the capers, maintain their texture. It changes it, but it doesn't let them go all the way mushy. I've added my little capers. And my capers, my fresh Italiano parsley. Italian parsley is the flat leaf, not the curly leaf. That's the only difference. There is a slight flavor variation, but not enough to make it crucial that if you don't have one, you can't use the other. So don't ever go, oh, I only got flat parsley, it said curly. Parsley's parsley. Use it. Rough cut chop, rough chop cut. Keep going. I want to go small as possible because this is going to be a flavoring agent. You don't want it every time you chew down. But every third chew, if you get a little taste of this parsley, woo! Because as we all know, good eating is a combination of textures and layered flavors in the same bite. Not a bite here, not in the same bite. 2 to 3 textures, 2 to 3 flavoring agents. And if you have 2 to 3, you'll get one when you first put it in, you'll get another on the middle of your tongue, usually you'll get the spicy thing as you're going down. But that's good eating. And what has happened is, we're used to the fast food trio. Meat, bread, and sauce. Those are the textures we get used to, and you know, how dull. All right, let me season this granulated garlic. Fresh garlic in your system every day does lots of good things for you. This granulated garlic that I get from the Spice House does it even better, because it takes 1 pound of fresh garlic to get 9 pounds of fresh to get to this 1 pound of granulated. So you have a supercharge of what you're supposed to be getting from your garlic in that particular garlic. And you can only find it at the Spice House. I need another towel, because our flies are just as hungry as we are. We don't quite want them on our food.
You don't want to feed them yet?
No, not yet. They can get the stuff we throw in the ground.
Leftover.
All right, gotta open this pepper. Okay, that's done. Sprinkle a little pepper. This should be fresh ground. As a human being, chef, I forgot my pepper grinder. So that usually happens. Something goes different, but you just have to keep moving forward. You know, like life. Don't stop. Move forward. From there, add my olive oil. I'm going to add it to this. Extra virgin. Do you know the difference in extra virgin and the regular? Okay. Extra virgin is the first press of the olives once they've been picked and they press them. Extra virgin is the first press. They take the remains of that first pressing and press them again. That's the regular olive oil. They take those remains and press them a third time. And that's what's called pomace, P-O-M-A-C-E. It has the least amount of flavor, and it is a lesser quality because it's not the first pressing. Okay, that's all in. Time for my pasta. Recipe calls for spaghetti. I found thin fettuccine because they didn't have spaghetti at that store, and I wasn't going to another one, you know? Because the more stores I have to go to, the more work I do, cuts my hourly rate. Girl knows how to count her money. So we're going to put this in, mix it.
So this is kind of like a cold summer pasta salad.
Exactamo. But you can heat it up.
Okay.
But buy a rotisserie chicken. Cut that up, put it in. Whole meal. But get some of those cooked frozen shrimp.
Toss them over.
Toss them in, season them first. Because those things have no flavor. But season them first. Okay? So you can make what is a side dish a full meal. Just by adding a protein of your choice. Yeah, there you go.
Protein of your
There
choice.
you protein of your choice, baby.
Chicken breast tossed in.
Now, our Parmigiano. Let me taste, because we're supposed to taste. My stuff be so good I can smell it, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna taste. Something lingering there. What was that? Oh, that was the cake. Okay. And just a little bit more. Spread that flavor around just a little bit more. That'll do. And then the last thing to this salad is our grated Parmesan. Okay. Mix match this one. We'll figure out. Okay. Put the Parmesan in, mix it. This salad is ready, but I can't serve it yet. I gotta make the second salad, and me and y'all can taste both of them at the same time.
We can be tasting on
No, because see, y'all be chewing and I won't have nobody's attention.
That's what
You know?
you do. So now this the carrot, now you come with the stick.
Baby, I'm telling you. See, you know, I'm a grown woman, I know how it works. You gotta keep, you know, and I try to tell the girls, keep a little mystery.
Keep a little mystery.
Keep a little mystery.
You ain't gotta let it all in.
Oh, please don't.
Save
If you
that.
want to keep his attention,
Save that.
say that.
Sprinkle it on him.
If you want him to come talk to you,
Sprinkle it on him
you
every now
walk
and
this
then.
way. Look him in the eye and then turn way. You know, he'll be like, oh. But they don't listen, so y'all don't have to worry.